And finally, new rule: Democrats have to stop talking about packing the Supreme Court because it's already packed with Catholics. Roberts, Thomas, Alito, Kavanaugh, Sotomayor, and Gorsuch, who I count as Catholic because he was raised Catholic and is now Episcopalian, which is just a Catholic who flunked Latin. And once Mitch McConnell and company are done FedExing Amy Coney Barrett to the bench, 7 of the 9 justices will be Catholic. And look, I have nothing against Catholics except my entire upbringing. But they are only 20% of the population. If 7 out of 9 justices were Jews or Muslims or Buddhists, would that be okay? And if faith is this super important element of life, as Barrett and her Republican supporters say it is, shouldn't we have a healthier balance on our highest court? The fastest growing denomination in America is nuns. No, not that kind. I'm talking about atheists, agnostics, and people who, when asked what their religion is, say none. Thanks. We are 26% of the country, not anyone here, but of the country. Where's our voice on the Supreme Court? An atheist, thank you. It's all right. I know they're out there. I know where you are, my people. Mwah. Fuck them, we're just us. And atheists actually make better judges because we don't have to work to separate church and state. We're not torn between rational decision-making and what it says in the old book of Jewish fairy tales. In 2006, Barrett told a graduating class of law students, "Keep in mind that your legal career is but a means to an end. That end is building the kingdom of God." No, it's not. That's not the point of a legal career. And you pundits earnestly debating whether she will vote to overturn Roe versus Wade, of course she will. She's been groomed since birth to overturn Roe versus Wade. She's like the Terminator, a robot programmed to fulfill one task. Except she wasn't sent from the future, she was sent from the past. Because here's the truth about Catholics in America. There's 2 types. Scary and not scary. The vast majority, not scary, not doctrinaire. In fact, they're famous for ignoring everything the Pope tells them not to do. They divorce, they use contraception, they have premarital sex, they have anal sex, sometimes all in one night. But there's another strain of uber-conservative Catholics who have an agenda, an enormous and growing influence to achieve it. And it's really about pining for a return to the Middle Ages when the church was the state. The Attorney General is one of these people. So is the Federalist Society, responsible for putting 5 justices on the court. The Knights of Malta and Opus Dei, whose members wear a little spiked chain around their thigh all day to remind them of you-know-who. Now I know what to get Mel Gibson for Christmas. These old-school Catholics, they play the long game. Amy Barrett has been on their radar since forever because she was raised in an extremist Catholic community called People of Praise, where a husband's responsibilities included correcting his wife should she stray from the proper path. And where women were called handmaids. Yeah, these are the folks who make Jehovah's Witnesses go, "Shh, don't answer the door." They speak in tongues, otherwise known as babbling.
Isn't that something called a moshoko mazata? Lata totomotondo tikishakala kapokoto koto kalakamoshiti. Kali shikodobokoto labakatai chakapo chokolekamokotea. I love you.
That wasn't them doing it, but that's what it is, and they do it too, and now it's on the court. It's not wrong to call out nuts when shit is nuts. Oh, thank you. I knew I'd get to you with that shit. Last year, Pope Benedict, the spare parts Pope, the first Pope to ever collect a pension, he wrote a letter for the world where he decried the loss of morality beginning in the 1960s. He wrote, this is his words, "Standards regarding sexuality collapsed entirely. That is why sex films were no longer allowed on airplanes. Because violence would break out among the small community of passengers." Okay, one, what airline are you flying? And two, what the fuck? Yeah, I think we all remember those days in air travel when there was more leg room and they'd also show porn on the flight until you got so horny you'd punch the guy in 32B. Benedict also wrote his words that, quote, "because of the revolution of '68, whatever the fuck that was, pedophilia was then diagnosed as allowed and appropriate." Really? Is that what the WHO meant by "the kids are all right"? You know, before anyone at the Vatican starts calling anyone else a pedophile, you might want to check the color of your kettle, because we traced the call and it's coming from inside the belfry. Amy Barrett said this week she had no strong feelings about climate change, but is very concerned about large belt buckles. Chuck Schumer said Democrats won't make Barrett's religion an issue, but they should, because being nuts is relevant.